Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about HTML tags. Do you know that every website in the world is built with HTML tags? Today we take you from zero to understanding all the important tags that professional developers use. So now, what is HTML tags? HTML tags are instructions for the browser. Tags comes in pairs, opening and closing tags. Some are self-enclosing. So what do I mean by those tags that comes in pairs? What I mean by tags that comes in pairs is, let's say for example, we have a paragraph tag. This paragraph tag, now if you look, you will see the opening tag enclosed with an angle bracket, and you see the closing tags enclosed with an angle bracket. The only difference is that inside the tag there is something, a slash inside. Let me show you another tag that is self-enclosing. What I mean by self-enclosing is a tag that doesn't have closing tags, like line break tag. You see it doesn't have a closing tag. Another one is image tag. It doesn't have a closing tag. So now we have several types of HTML tags. We will be taking it one by one. The first one we will take is H tag. What is H tag used for? H tag. What is H tag used for? H tag is used for our headings. Whenever we want to make a heading, we use H tag. Inside H tag, we have H1 to H6. From H1, the font decreases to H6. Let me show you what I mean. Now let's say that this one is H1 tag. And inside the tag we have our VTech Academy inside the H1 tag. Let's preview it so that you will see what I mean. If we preview it inside our web browser, you are seeing VTech Academy with a bold font size. So let's come back. If we come back now and use H2 tag and still put our VTech, let's preview it again. You will see that the font size are decreasing. Let's still go back and use our H3 tag. And still write our normal VTech Academy. If you preview it, you will see that the font size are decreasing. This is how the font size will keep on decreasing till you reach H6. H6 is the least font size in our HTML H tag. Now that you have seen what we mean by H tag, we go to what we call paragraph tag. Paragraph tag is just when you want a text to be on another paragraph. That's what we mean by paragraph tag. So instead of the text to keep on being on the same line, the ones you want it to start on the next paragraph, we will use paragraph line to make it start on the next paragraph. So paragraph tag is just p tag. So let's just say Roland goes to school. This is a paragraph tag. We use a let preview it so that you will see. This is a paragraph tag with a normal font size of our typing text. Assuming we want to write another thing that we don't want it to start from this school, we will still put that in a paragraph tag. So I have another paragraph tag here. I say my school is VTech Academy. My school is VTech Academy. Because I enclose this thing with a paragraph tag, this my school is VTech Academy, we go and start on another line, another paragraph. Let's preview it so that you will see. See, Roland goes to school. My school is VTech Academy. Let me still show you. Assuming we still keep on writing, I put another thing in a paragraph tag and write VTech. VTech is the best ICT academy in Enugu. So this VTech Academy is the best ICT academy in Enugu. You see, all these things are in the same line of code, but because I'm enclosing each one with a P tag, it will keep on starting from another paragraph. Let's preview it so that we see. You see it? VTech Academy is the best ICT in Enugu. So now we are done with P tag. I'm going to show you another thing called bold tag. Assuming now I want to make this Roland goes to school. Assuming I want to make this Roland goes to school to be bold, I will just enclose it with a bold tag, and our bold tag is B. That is B tag. I will just enclose it with B tag. You see it? Roland goes to school. Then I enclose it with B tag. If I preview it now, you will see that Roland goes to school is now in bold form. Roland goes to school is now in what? Bold form. That is what we call bold tag, which is B tag. So another thing I'm going to teach you now is image tags. What do I mean by image tags? Image tag is just MIG tags. Image tags is when we want to upload an image to our web page. So how do we do that? To do that now, that one we created under this our HTML, my HTML work, we created images. So whatever images we are going to upload must be inside this image folder. So now let me put an image into that image folder. Let me just put an image inside that image folder so that we can use it for this example. Which image will I? Okay, let me use this particular image. And find my HTML work, the images, and I paste it here. So it's now in my image folder. So now, just listen carefully. Let's understand the image tag. Now you want to upload an image in your web page. We are going to use an image tag. To use an image tag, we have already written our image tag, but something still remains. Where is the source of that our image? Where is the location of that our image? So the location of that our image is the source. We know that the image is in this image folder. So we now say that the source of this image, which SRC stands for source, is inside image. Is inside image. Inside images, that is images folder. And now that we have already known that is inside the image folder, there may be plenty of the image folders. Understand? How can we pick the right one? We pick the right one by knowing the address of each image. So when we write image source images folder, then we write the address of that image, and see the address of that image here, and we enclose it. So I hope you understand what I did. We have an image tag. Now we want to upload an image. We need to know the location of that image, and the location of that image is in our images folder. Then we write that the source of that image is equals to the images folder slash the address of the image in our image folder. So when we preview it, you see our image. If we preview it, see our images. So that is how to upload an image in our web page. Another thing we are going to learn is link tag. Link tag is not that thing that a tag. So what does this mean? A tag is just that, okay, you want this thing to be a link, so that when you click that link, it will direct you to another place. It's just what is called a link. You click a so thing, it will redirect you to another place. So how do we put a link? Let me show you something. Assuming we have that VTech Academy is the best ICT academy in Enugu, and we want to put read more as a link. Let's just put read more. Let me just put read more. We want to put read more. We want to make this read more to be a link that if you click it, it will now redirect you to an article telling you why the VTech Academy is the best academy in Enugu. What we will just do is that we will enclose this read more with an link tag, which is a tag. And how do we do it? We just come to our VS Code. This read more is what we want to make a link, and our link tag is a tag, which is this. What we will just come is that we come to the beginning of this read more, we put our a tag, when we just enclose it with our a tag. We just enclose it with our a tag. When we close it out the a tag and preview it, you see that nothing happened. Why nothing happened is because if you are putting a link in anything, you have to tell us which destination will the link go. To put the destination, we just put href. This href is now telling us the destination of this read more, where if we click read more, the HTML file that it will redirect us to. Then maybe let's say that the HTML file that when we click this read more, it will redirect us to there is read. So now let's go back to this thing. If we preview it now, you will see that read more becomes a link. When we close this thing, assuming we have an HTML file somewhere that if we click, that is called read, that if we click it, it will redirect us to there. So once we click read more, VTech Academy is the best ICT academy in Enugu. Then read more. When you click this read more, it will tell you why the VTech Academy is the best academy in Enugu. So you can put link in anything. I can put link in this my picture, in this picture that we uploaded. I can put link there, and once you click the picture, it will go somewhere. Let's just put a link so that you will see it. We just enclose it with a tag, and now we have enclosed it with a tag. The next thing we will do is the location, that if we click it, where is it going to? href to pictures. So let's go back and preview it. Now see, now this our picture now is now clickable. Are you seeing it? Our picture is clickable. Once we click it, it will redirect us to an HTML file called pictures. That is all about link. Now let's go to our next HTML tag called table. How do we make our table in our web page? We make table by using table tag, and table tag is just normal table. You enclose it. This is called our table tag. So now if we want to make a table, what we will do is we will first of all know that a table has a width. Understand? A table has a width. A table has a row, and a table have a column. So what we will just do is that this is the table tag. Then the row now is we put another row tag inside the table tag. This is now the row. Then we put another TD tag. This is now the column. So now let's preview it and see first. If we preview it, you will see that nothing is showing. Why is nothing showing? Why nothing is showing is we didn't specify the width of this table. So the browser doesn't know whether the table is 0 width. So we just come here and say that the width of the table is 100%. And the border makes it is talking about the thickness of the table. The thickness of the table. If we don't put the thickness of the table, the border. If we don't put the thickness of the table, that means the browser may be seeing it as invisible something. So let's say 1. Where is the problem? Okay. Now that we have the width and the border, let's see it now. We are seeing the table, we are seeing the width, and we are seeing the thickness, which is the border, but the table looks very tiny. Why is it looking very tiny? Because the table must have a height. Then we put the height of the table. This is called the attribute of the tag. Every tag carries an attribute. Now we put height. Height equals to, let's say, 50. Then we come back. If we come back now, you will now see that the table have formed something, a row. See the table here. So now we want to make this table to be 2 columns. This table is just 1 row, 1 column. We want to make it to be 1 row, 2 column. If we want to make it to be 1 row, 2 column, we just come to this column side, which is the TD tag, and make it 2. Like TD. Now you see it, TD. What we will now have is 1 row, 2 column. Let's preview it so that you will see. Now we have 1 row, 2 column. If we want to make it 1 row, 3 column, we just come and make it 3. TD. So now we have 1 row, 3 column. So how if we want to make it 2 rows and 3 column? If we want to make it 2 rows and 3 column, we will create another row from here and put another row tag, which is TR, and still do the same thing we did here, which is TD. Make it 3 again. TD. TD. So now we have first row, three column. We have second row, three column. Let's preview it and see it here. We have now one, two, that is first row, second row, first column, second column, and third column. So I think you have understood how the column tags works. So in our next tutorial, we are going to treat form tag. I want this tutorial not to be too long, so that in our subsequent tutorial you will appreciate each task more. So if you learned anything from this tutorial, just go and hit subscribe button for me, so that you will be notified when the next tutorial is uploaded. Thank you and God bless you.